evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you're viewing us from. Hello, everybody. Hello, 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 hello. How y'all doing today? I am just grateful to be in the land of the living one more time. Let me tell you, the days, ooh, I don't know what is happening with the days, y'all. It's just like the days are just like, they're like Speedy Gonzalez. They're just running, 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 running. But hello, hello, hello. Happy Monday. This is the last Monday in July. Oh, Jesus. Let me tell y'all something. I'm not sure what's going on, but time is flying and it's not waiting on anyone, right? So, hello again. Hello, good evening to you all. We are here. I want you to share this broadcast out. Listen, help us evangelize this program. I know you say, oh, every week we got to share. Yes, share it to somebody. We have a really good topic that we're going to talking about tonight, about being codependent. You know, we talked about it last night. Are you a codependent spouse? Right? We did part one last week, so we're going to do part two this week. All right. And are you a codependent spouse? Or are you the one that's giving or receiving? You're receiving and you're not giving, are you that person? So I want to welcome you on tonight. Do me a favor, please go ahead and share this out for me. Help me out. Help your sister out tonight. All right, just help me out with this. I'm just going to um I'm gonna be sharing. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm sharing it out. Come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in, ladies and gentlemen. Come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in, and let's talk about this tonight. All right. Let's talk about this. Are you a codependent spouse? We're doing part two on tonight, and I'm just sharing the broadcast out, while we're, trying to get some people on, and I know some people are going to listen to the replay, but I'm just here tonight just to encourage you on, to see if you're a codependent spouse. All right. So this is what we're going to do right now. I'm just sharing it out. So just give me a moment. I'm sharing it out. I'm here with you. Good evening, good afternoon. If you're on, just tell me where you're watching us from, on tonight. All right. Where are you watching us from? Where are you viewing us from on tonight? Where are you tonight? What's the geographical location? All right. So we're just grateful to you on tonight. Good evening again. Good evening again to every one of you. Listen, I'm excited tonight because you know, uh, life is life, and I'm just really happy about what God is doing with and for me in my life. So I'm grateful tonight for all that He has done and what He's doing in all of our lives. So we're going to get together and we're going to get started, right? Last week we left off at lack of boundaries, that the person, codependency, 5 signs that you're in a codependent relationship. And so we spoke about people pleasing and lack of boundaries. So tonight we're going to talk about what we're going to start with tonight is low self-esteem. And just to give you just a background on what is codependency, right? What are signs of codependent relationship? They're also known as a relationship addiction. One person takes on the role of the caretaker while the other person acts as the dependent, right? And excessively relying on the other person for emotional or physical support. Now, I always say, right? Never depend on a person for everything, right? Not everything. You should have some kind of independence about us, all right? So I'm just grateful to God for that. So now, that's what we talked about last week, right? So we left off last week. We did people pleasing and lack of boundaries. So this week we're gonna do low self-esteem, right? Um, we're talking about low self-esteem. We're gonna talk about low self-esteem on tonight, and I want you to just tonight just excuse me. Sorry. Excuse me. Excuse me. So we're gonna thank you, Dr. Carr. Thank you, Dr. Carr. So we're gonna be talking about low self-esteem on tonight. Low self-esteem. Now, having good self-esteem doesn't mean you have a big ego, right? When you have low self-esteem, or when you have self-esteem, right, it doesn't mean you have a big ego. It just simply means you have a healthy view of yourself and your place in the world. Now sometimes you can come off it as too confident or too cocky. I know persons have told me that I seem cocky, but it's because I have self-esteem, right? And I'm not easily intimidated of anyone. I wouldn't say I have an ego, but I know my place in the world, right? And so once you know who you are, then I also know who I am in the kingdom of God. And I know who I am in the world. I know my place with my husband, with my friends. I know it. Like some person said, they'll ask me, are you a jealous person? Depends on the situation, right? But my self-esteem don't allow me to be codependent on anybody. I'm independent, but I'm also dependent on my husband. I depend on him for certain things, but I'm not codependent. I'm not a caretaker, right? Now, I do take care of my husband very well, but he doesn't excessively rely on me for stuff that he can do himself. So I have a good self-esteem, right? And so, but in a codependent relationship, you may feel you have to meet someone else's needs and get their approval in order to feel a sense of purpose. I don't have to do that. And most persons shouldn't have to do that. When you have self-esteem, you don't need to get anyone's approval to feel a sense of purpose. You don't have to be validated. That's a word I was trying to locate. You don't have to get validation from persons. You just know your stuff and you do it, right? You may define yourself as you may define yourself in relation to the other person, having no idea who you are without them. I know who I am without my spouse. My husband know who he is without me. And this is what breeds healthy relationship, right? Or even if you're on the other side of the power equation, right? If you're making the person feel like they can't do nothing without you, and if you're not in their lives, you're not gonna flourish, right? And not just in husband and wife relationship, but I'm finding that also interpersonal relationships. Sometimes people will walk out of your life, and then they think that because they're not in your life, you're not gonna flourish. But you just show up and win, and they're like, whoa, wait a minute. So I just want you to realize that you need to find your purpose, and when you find your purpose, you will be a better husband, a better wife, a better mother, a better parent, a better student, a better child, a better friend, right? And then you won't have to feel like you need anyone else's approval. Now, we love for persons to congratulate us. Like persons been congratulating me over the weekend, right? Because I graduated. And they're calling me doctor, and I'm like, you don't have to call me doctor. I'm not built on, the doctorate is not going to make or break me. I'm Marcia with or without it. Yes, it has enhanced my status a little bit, but I'm not going to walk around and if you say Marcia, I'm not going to say, oh no, right? So I don't have to be validated by someone else to know my purpose and what I have accomplished. It's good and I love it. And I want to thank everybody. But you have to know that you don't ever become overly dependent on another person to meet your needs or to validate you. If your self-worth depends on what another person thinks of you, you may be in a codependent relationship. I want y'all to help me out tonight. Don't just leave me out here by myself to make me feel like, what I'm saying isn't kosher, right? So I want you to understand this, that this is building you. If you suffer from low self-esteem, then you need to reach out to me. I have some classes that I can share with you to build your self-esteem. If you don't know your self-worth, I have classes on self-worth and self-love to motivate you, to build you up, to build back up your self-esteem. All right. And so I understand that sometimes persons may make you feel like you definitely need them, or you need them to validate you. No. Because just as how they're going to validate you, they're going to invalidate you, and they're going to make you feel less than. And so you don't want to be like that. So if you're in the type of relationship, please contact me. You have to get control of your life. All right. Now, the next one is difficulty recognizing and expressing emotions. Oh, Lord. I said a mouthful right there. Now, healthy relationships involve expressing your feelings openly. Now, not disrespectfully, right? You can do it openly, directly, and calmly, and demonstrate compassion for the other person. Now, some persons don't have a voice in their relationship, and that is not healthy. If you don't have a voice in your relationship, you're in trouble. And I'm telling you, you're in trouble, because no one should make you feel like you are less than. No one should make you feel like you cannot directly now express your feelings. When you said so and so, it made me feel, without the other person now barking at you and saying, well, what are you talking about? You have to be able to express yourself, right? Both parties have to be able to express themselves directly and calmly, and you should also be able to demonstrate compassion for each other, right? Vice versa. We have to work together. Remember, because this program is dealing about marriage, I'm directly speaking to couples. We have to remember each other's feelings. We have to make sure we're not overstepping, and we're not making one person feel so bad that they can't talk. They like here, take this water. I don't want any water. Take the water, right? And I'm just using it. Like, remember, I in what's love got to do with it? Eat the cake, anime. I don't want no cake. I eat the cake, right? So very demanding and difficult. She couldn't hardly express herself, right? No one could ask Ike a question. He would, oh, you're trying to help Ike out? No, you have to be able to express yourself out. You may be so focused on the other person, and you don't take time to process your own feelings or emotions. You have to know that you have to take time out for yourself. Lord Jesus. Ask the question, and it just came to my mind. Does any wife, any partner, any spouse, do you take time for yourself? Or everything you do, you're always with your spouse? Do you take a walk by yourself? Do you go to the gym by yourself, or even go eat by yourself? Right? Do you take time out for you? Do you have any me time? Because that's very important, because you need that me time, that alone time. My friend Dr. Carl would say he needs his space. And we all need our space sometime, but not a lot of space. But we all need our space, right? And we need to give each other that space, right? And giving each other space, right? It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing, because when you come back together, you come back and you refresh, right? And I'm not saying leave the house, right? No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying leave your marital house. I'm just saying just give each other space while he's at work or while she's at work. That's your me time. Take that me time. Auntie Pat, bless you, Auntie Pat, right? Right. Only when he's at work. And but that's me time. That's time away from your spouse. And make the best of those times. That's what I suggest. Listen, if I'm not telling nobody not to be around their spouse. I love being around my husband. So listen. So, but you need that me time. When he goes to work, I'm like, yes, I got my little me time. I can just breathe and relax and let my hair down, so to speak, right? What's left of it. So you need that me time. You need time to know who you are, right? Or if you do know, right? If you do know, listen, this is what I want to say this. You can't communicate your needs because you don't know what they are. Can you communicate your needs to your spouse? If you can't communicate your needs, do you know your needs, or do you always you're taking care of their needs so you don't know your needs? That's not good. It Marriage is both parties coming together, working together, making it work, right? Now, like I said, do you know your needs? Do you know how to communicate your needs? Do you even know what your needs are so you can communicate them, right? Now, or even if you do know, you may be reluctant to express your needs. Are you reluctant in expressing your needs? Lord Jesus. And desires because you don't want to upset your spouse? Now that's not healthy. We should, at each party should be able to express their needs. You should be able to communicate your needs without the one person getting upset or getting offended or not wanting to pay attention and not listening. You have to be able to express yourself. You have to know your desires, your needs also. Now, I know my husband needs and vice versa. He knows my needs, right? And he expresses himself and I express myself, right? I express myself. And sometimes when I express myself, my husband give me the side eye, then I know I'm going overboard, right? And he just shakes his head because I'm very expressive. My husband is not a talker, but he talks, right? And so when he's talking, I get the opportunity to express. We listen to each other and we say, okay, A, B, C, and D, right? Right. Right, Antipate. It's not a healthy relationship if you can't express yourself. You got to be able to say, no, I don't think that way. I don't feel that way. I don't see it that way. We all have our own opinions and our own thoughts about everything. Yes, we agree to disagree. My husband and I, we don't see eye to eye on everything, right? But we see eye to eye on a lot of things. So what we don't agree with each other, we agree to disagree, and that's healthy because we're not. If I agree to everything that he said, now that's not healthy, and vice versa. If he agrees to everything I say, no, that something ain't right there. Something ain't right. If he's agreeing to everything I say, no, that's not right. It's not right. Something ain't right there, right? Right? If your mood always reflects how the other person's feel rather than your own emotion, the relationship may be codependent. If your mood, if his mood is bad and your mood is good and you have to change your mood or vice versa, you have to change your mood to fit theirs, something is not correct. Check yourself. I'm telling you that you're not in a healthy relationship. You may be in a codependent relationship. You should be able to express and have your own mood and your own feelings. I'm telling you, and I see it a lot. I see it a lot where persons, their spouse is unhappy, and so they can't smile, they can't laugh at a joke, they can't look at TikTok for a minute and say, "Oh, this is funny." That you're in a codependent relationship. You may be in a codependent relationship, and that's not healthy for you, right? Now, the next one we're going to talk about is the need for control. The need for control. In a healthy relationship with another adult, you recognize that they're capable of managing their own life. You accept their choices even if you don't like them. In a codependent relationship, however, You may believe the other person cannot take care of themselves and you need to step in. Lord have mercy. We get in trouble. We get in trouble for doing too much. And then we become frustrated when we're doing too much. Ladies, gentlemen, please do not take on more than you can handle. If you start a habit with your spouse, make sure you can live with that habit, doing that particular thing for the rest of your life. Case in point, if you start they take their clothes off and they just drop it anywhere. And I'm just speaking in general. The spouse take their clothes off and just drop it on the floor, and you pick it up, right? You pick it up, you're picking it up every time. Can you live with that picking up behind them for the rest of your life? Because you're going to get frustrated at some point and you're going to feel like a slave. Blessings, Lady Millicent. If you feel like you have to, if you feel like, oh my God, I have to pick up behind them, I have to, you're going to become frustrated. Don't start no little cute habit that 10, 15 years down the line that is going to get on your nerve. Don't start it, because I'm telling you, it's a recipe for disaster later, and you're gonna feel unappreciative when they don't say thank you. I'm telling you, it's just how people do. Do not start any little cute things that you don't see yourself doing in 5 years without complaining, right? Right? So now, you listen. Don't think that the other person can't take care of themselves, and so you're gonna step in, and then now what you do now, you assume the role of a caretaker without even blinking or without even knowing that's what you just did. Don't take on the role of a caretaker. No. Now, remember, I'm not telling you to, if your spouse is sick, I'm not saying don't take care of them. Hear me with adult thinking and understanding. I'm not saying if your husband is sick or your wife is sick, don't take care of them. Don't become a caretaker, because you're not going to be able to do it for a year or 6 months without complaining. Now, if they're sick, that's totally different, right? Now, you're offering unsolicited advice and trying to control what they think. Don't allow anyone, or you should not be controlling how another person thinks. As we stated in the fourth point, with difficulty recognizing and expressing emotion. If you can't express yourself, and if you don't have an opinion about something and whatever they say goes, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. You're in trouble. If you're offering unsolicited advice and you have the need to control what they think, what they feel, what they do, where they go, what they wear, how they wear their hair, what kind of clothes they wear, what type of clothes, what color, you are in trouble. You're in trouble, because guess what's going to happen? You're going to become frustrated. You're going to feel like a little kid, and you're going to say, but I'm not a kid. Stop treating me like a kid. And that person's going to, you don't want to ever treat a person, you don't want to treat your spouse like you're their parent. Big mistake. Do not do that. Do not treat your spouse like you're their parent. Don't do it. It is not healthy, right? If you have a habit of making decisions for another person or trying to fix, Lord have mercy. We talk about that all the time on Before You Say I Do. You cannot fix anyone. We cannot fix anyone. We cannot change anyone. Only God, Jehovah, Yah. We cannot change or fix anyone. We can't rescue anyone. We can't manage anyone. We can barely manage ourselves. We can barely fix ourselves. We can barely make decisions for ourselves, much less to make it for someone else. We can help. We can guide. We can point them in the wrong direction. Hey, my Yaya Karen, we can point them in the wrong direction, but we cannot fix anyone. If you could fix anyone, you will be fixed. Personally, you would be sick. You will be fixed. You cannot fix Lady Millicent. You said you heard me loud and clear. You cannot fix no one. You cannot change no one. You cannot rescue no one. You cannot manage no one. Manage yourself. Fix yourself. Rescue yourself. Because when you're in a relationship like that where you're trying to fix, rescue, or manage, then your relationship is codependent. If you are trying to do any of these things that we've spoken about between last week and now, if you see those signs in your relationship, you are in a codependent relationship. And a lot of time, Lady Millicent, I see more, for the most part, women try to fix men. And guess what? Guess what happened, Lady Millicent? When you fix that man, he leaves you for somebody else, especially if you're not yet married. Not yet married. Now, if you're married, don't try to fix him. If he asks for your help, an assistant to change some ways or personal things about himself, you can help them. But you can't fix him. If he's broken, I'm not talking about like lack of money, but if he's broken physically, emotionally, spiritually, you cannot fix him. You cannot fix her. If she's broken emotionally, physically, and spiritually, you cannot fix him. Only God, the creator, can fix that person, not you. You cannot fix another human. You will become frustrated, agitated, aggravated, annoyed, all of the adjective that will work your last reserve nerve. You will be like that because you realize, wait a minute, I think I'm in over my head. All right. So I want you to understand that, right? The need for control, release that. Release that. You should not want to control anyone, and no one should be want to control. I don't want to control my husband, and I definitely don't want him to control me. No, no, no. I remember some time ago when I was younger, I was like in my mid 20s, and my mom was trying to control me, and I would say, Mom, God can't even control me. How, at that time I was a rebel. I was just rebellious, and I was out of control, and she was trying to control me, and the more she tried to control me is the more I rebel. You can't control folk. You cannot, because it's going. You're taking on a job that you're not going to get paid for, and it's going to wear you out. It's going to stress you out. Allow God to work on a person. All right. So if you recognize signs of codependency in yourself and in your relationship, help is available with treatment from qualified professionals. You can break the cycle of codependency and enjoy a mutually beneficial relationship. Listen, if you find yourself in that type of relationship, the information is scrolling across your screen. Please email me at marciabakerministries@gmail.com, and I will help you out. It will not be for free. I'm telling you now. We do a 15-minute free 15-minute consultation, and after that, you schedule an appointment, and so we can set up an appointment for us to really divulge into what is going on with you. All right. So listen, that our time is up already. Half an hour go by quick. Thank you for joining us on Prayer for Marriages. I am the host, Evangelist Marcia Baker, along with Evangelist Nikki. She's in the background. Her baby started kindergarten today. Today was her first day. So, she's on mommy duties, all right? So we just want to give God thanks for you tuning in. Listen, help me. Help us out here. Do me a huge favor. Those of you that are on YouTube and you have not yet subscribed, please like, subscribe, share. Please like, subscribe, and share. We're trying to build our YouTube channel. We're trying to build our Facebook channel. Please share this broadcast out to someone who you know or who may be in a codependent relationship. All right? Blessings to you, Lady Jackie, Evangelist Jackie. Blessings and salutations to you. Listen, my time is up. We gotta go. All right. Join us next week. Same time, all right. Listen, if you have not yet joined our Thursday night community on Before You Say I Do, I am personally inviting you this coming Thursday, August. Oh my God, August the 3rd. Jesus, August the 1st. Yes, August the 1st. Thursday, August the 1st. We're asking you to join us on Before You Say I Do. We have a topic: how not to marry a fraud. Oh Lord. You listen, the information is on my page. You can click the link and join us on Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you so much, my Yaya. Thank you so much. Listen, enjoy the rest of your evening. And remember, if you need help, please reach out to us, Marcia Baker Ministries at gmail.com for more information. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Enjoy your night. Good night.